extra minutes before work today, so I thought what I would do is come on here and just show you what I do for my everyday, you know, run-of-the-mill getting ready for work routine. It's really super basic. I don't do a whole lot. I work in a day spa. A lot of times we'll be doing, you know, things that involve a steaming treatment for the client, or if I'm doing some waxing, something like that. I usually get very warm when I'm working on my clients. So I keep my makeup pretty basic. I keep my hair pulled up. I just try to keep things as simple as possible. But I thought I would come in here and show you what I do. So I have already applied moisturizer and sunscreen to my skin. That is the first thing I do every single day. Then I'm going to go in with my favorite drugstore foundation. This is the L'Oreal TruMatch Lumi. I am in the shade Cool 3, so C3. And I'm just going to go with my Real Techniques, I think this is like the Precious Metal Sponge, I think that's what this is called. And just go ahead and start stamping this into my face. I feel like I have a little bit of a breakout over here going on, so I don't know. I might have to go in with the brush. So I'm going to go ahead and go back in with my brush. I love this foundation, by the way. It's like I said, it's my favorite drugstore foundation. I feel like it's really, really luminous without having to be necessarily set with a powder. Then I'm going to go in with my favorite concealer. Well, one of my favorite concealers, just period. And that is going to be the Maybelline Fit Me Concealers in 10 Fair and 15 Light. And I just mix these two. Just a quick swipe underneath each eye with 15 Fair. And then with 10 Light, I go over that again and I just swipe it on my lids. And then I'm going to go back with the sponge and just kind of blend it all in. This sponge, I don't know, I have mixed feelings about it. It's got a lot of sides, which I think is good for blending because you can kind of like bend it and get into crevices. But then again, some of the sides are so small, it's like really hard to kind of get up in there, but I like it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set that. I'm going to be using my RCMA No Color Powder. I just swirl my brush here in the lid, tap off the excess, and just go in and set my eyes. This is my Real Techniques setting brush, which, by the way, you can get this brush at Target, and it is like a great multi-purpose brush. I mean, it has so many uses. You can contour with it, you can put on your highlight with it, you can set with it. It's an amazing brush. So then I'm going to take my Real Techniques sponge, and I just kind of flip this over a little bit on here, shake off the excess, because there is a lot. Whoa. And then set my forehead. Then I go in and I just do a very, very light contour. Nothing crazy, anything like that. I'm going to use the NYX Contouring Palette and my NARS Ita brush, and I'm just going to go hit this shade right here and contour just a teeny tiny little bit just to define my cheekbones because I do keep my makeup so minimal. And then I just go in and I lightly carve out my jawline just to make it look a little bit more defined, a little bit more sharp. Next thing I'm going to do is bronze up my skin. I'm going to be using the Physicians Formula Bronze Booster. This is a really pretty natural bronzer, and I'm just going to hit the points of my face where the sun would hit if I tan, but I don't. So I'm just going to go in here and just lightly dust this bronzer on my face. This is a really old Sonia Kashuk brush. You can get Sonia Kashuk brushes at Target. This one's super old. Next thing I'm going to do is go in with my blush. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon blush in the shade Rose Champagne. I absolutely love this blush. I think it is one of the prettiest colors. Drugstore, high-end, luxury, whatever you want to say. It's one of the prettiest colors. And just dust a little bit of this on my cheeks to give myself a little bit of color. Then for my eyebrows, I'll either use like a clear brow gel just to set them in like a somewhat of a tamed shape. But here recently I have been loving this. This is the Maybelline Brow Precise Fiber Volumizer. I showed this in my drugstore haul. I have been using this ever since on the days that I go to work, and I absolutely love it. It's fantastic. Like, it took me a minute to figure out kind of how to use it, because the first time I went on, I think I went in a little bit heavy-handed, and I looked like it was intense. But you just kind of go in and you lightly dust it on the places where you have maybe some sparsity in your brows. And it just really gives you like a nice natural fill. I really, really like it. And the color is good too, because a lot of times with drugstore products, you can purchase blonde, but for those of us who have ashy undertones to our hair, the blonde ones can sometimes look a little bit orange and a little bit crazy. But this one doesn't. It's a really nice taupey blonde shade. It's really pretty. I like it a lot. Very natural looking. and it kind of has a little bit of a gel consistency to it, so I think it sets the brows too because I don't use any other brow gel after this. I just have been using this, and it's working out really good. Like, my brows stay in place, and I don't have any problem with, like, you know, like this guy over here who tends to be a little crazy. It stays in place. It's pretty good. I like it. I'm going to go in and just give my eyelashes a quick curl. When I curl my lashes, I kind of like, I curl from like the base of the lash line like all the way back out and then all the way back in on, like just pressing the entire time, because I feel like it gives it a nice swoopy curl as opposed to having one that's just straight and then up. And I'm going to be using this mascara. This is one of my favorite mascaras. Again, drugstore, high-end, no matter. This is one of my favorite mascaras. It's the L'Oreal Voluminous Superstar Mascara. It's like a dual-ended one. So you go in first with like this primer and prime the lashes. I find that it volumizes my lashes, and it also makes them look a little bit longer too. I have blonde eyelashes, so any help I can get, I will take. That is for sure. So I'm going to go in with the other side, which is the actual mascara part, and you just go right over top of the like primed part, and it kind of makes this where you don't have to do like coat after coat after coat. You kind of get a good, nice, thick coat with just going over it the one time as opposed to letting it dry and going at it again and again. Then I'm going to go in and highlight my face. I'm just using this Wet n Wild Color Icon. It actually says Color Icon Bronzer, but it's not a bronzer. It's totally a highlight. And this is in the shade Reserve Your Cabana. And this is a really nice natural highlight. So for those of you who don't want to highlight really intensely, maybe because you haven't, you've never done it before, you're just kind of experimenting it, this is a great one to start out with because it is so natural, but you can build it up as well if you want to. I just find that it's really pretty for the days, just to kind of give you like a nice sheen, but I'm not looking to have, this super electric highlight. So before I do my lips, I go in and I set my face with some setting spray just to kind of keep everything in place, because like I said, I do work with steam a lot, and I do tend to sweat a little bit when I'm waxing, so just to make sure it doesn't melt off of my face, I go in and I just set. This one's a little spitty because I'm almost out. So I'm going to go in and just put something on my lips. So what I wear on my lips basically just depends on what I'm wearing. Today I'm just wearing a plain white t-shirt and I threw on this colorful bracelet. So I wanted to kind of pull off the colors in this bracelet. So I'm going to be using the Too Faced Melted Cosmetics Melted Candy Lipstick. All in all, this whole part right here is pretty much what I do every single time I go to work, and then my lip color just changes from day to day. So I'm going to go in first and foremost with this Jordana lip liner in the shade Pink Blast. So yeah. That's pretty much everything that I do. I keep it really simple and basic when it comes to my hair and makeup when I'm going to work, because I need to be comfortable to be able to make my clients comfortable, and like most people, I'm running around like a crazy person in the morning, so I keep it really simple. With that being said, that's going to be the conclusion of this video because I am on my way to work, so please just give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please click subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from me. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, SPF is your best friend, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!